The story would begin when Goku would enter the ship of Frieza. Because the planet Namek was about to explode, due to the great battle they had, Frieza's ship was disabled. No, damn! Can't believe I'm gonna die in this place! Damn! A few seconds after the planet Namek explodes, Goku's last hope would pass in front of him, because the ships of Frieza's forces would fall into the lava. Goku was able to enter, crushing the buttons, since he only wanted to get off the planet. That ship, operating, would still be able to take Goku off of Namek. Leaving Goku out of combat due to the wounds he'd received in the battle, something strange would happen in the universe. The entire planet Namek exploded. Hundreds of collisions in the universe were able to make an interdimensional portal form. Close to the planet, the ship in which Goku was heading towards the planet Yadrat would take a very different course, since it had been in a very different alternate line, reaching an inhospitable part of the outer space, and from that place, a few days had passed. Goku's ship would collide in that training ground. Goku would get off, but his body wasn't recovered. The injuries were serious. It was even difficult for him to stand, and Goku would get close to one of the walls looking around. Where am I? This doesn't look like Earth. What is this thing? Goku would watch as a horned beast was charging an incredible attack, thrown in front of a girl he had, completely immobilized because her limbs were pierced. No, damn! My body doesn't have the power to help her! I'm not able to do anything! I can't let her die! Instantly, a human would stand in front of that girl named Kikoru. You've done excellent. Don't worry, I'll help you. There's nothing to fear. What are you supposed to be doing here? Even I, the best of our generation, hasn't been able to do something. Run away! Don't worry. I have an ace up my sleeve. While the attack approached, the being in front of Kikoru named Kafka would begin to transform to that of a mutant, but with more of a humanoid form. Attacking with simple contact Kafka's body, it would generate an explosion. A magnetic field would protect her, and the most powerful warriors of the command center, Captain Hiyoshina and Captain Ashiro, would move at great speed throughout the training camp. This isn't possible. A reaction of 9.8 Kaiju has been detected. Don't say stupid things. The power detector should break down, because if there was a Kaiju with that power, it'd be in the record books. The Kaiju would again throw a great attack against both. Kafka would, with a great blow, send it flying. That guy could protect her. I'm glad to know that. With my current power, I hadn't been able to do anything, but where the hell am I? I'll eliminate you in one fell swoop. Kafka, with all his power in only one of his fists, the Kaiju would begin to approach towards both. They'd collide, and Kafka's power would overshadow the Kaiju. Spreading over the training ground, Kafka would quickly return to his human form, returning to the command center along with Kikoru and Reno, while the captains had arrived in the area in which the entire incident had occurred. Kikoru is very powerful, but I doubt she could achieve that on her own. This is very similar to what happened 3 months ago. I'm sure to be of the work of the so-called Kaiju number 8. The important thing is that we haven't had any casualties, and the last 3 recruits are out of danger, and have returned to the command center. Have the cleaning team come, and study what happened to these Kaiju. How are they able to come back to life? After a few moments, few rocks would fall through the place, alerting people around the place. It was Goku who wouldn't be able to stand. Help me! I don't know where I am! I implore you to help me! Goku would be knocked out while blood kept coming out of his body. Who is this guy? You're supposed to have registered all the recruits. Even each recruit has a specialized suit for combat. I don't know who you are, but apparently you've been affected by that big battle. Take him to the recovery room, and his injuries are serious. As you order, Captain Ashiro. The soldiers would send Son Goku to the place, while in the same way, Hoshina and Ashiro would leave the place. In the recovery capsule, similar to that existed in Frieza's ship, Goku was recovering, and they looked for info on him being impossible for them, because they didn't have a record of Goku. It's turned out to be impossible, since apparently this guy doesn't exist in any records. I don't know that he's been at any training camp, but I can't find anything on him. That's strange, but in case we don't find anything, we have to wait to wake him up to see where he got here. I agree with you, since in that case this guy doesn't belong to the headquarters. We have everyone registered in this place. My command, Ashiro. We've investigated what happened to the Kaiju. Unfortunately, nothing came up as an answer, since it's impossible to eliminate kaijus that have come back to life. This is stranger and stranger. Instantly, an explosion in the general command would take everything in its path trembling. That's right, Goku would open his eyes, and without controlling his power, he could explode everything around him, generating tremor in the facilities. What is that explosion? A new kaiju? No, apparently it came from the recovery room. It's the guy we admitted 8 hours ago. Someone wants him dead, and since that explosion hasn't left even the bones of a warrior who wasn't able to stand. The captains quickly headed to Goku's room. As soon as the dust dissipated, they could see a healthy Goku, surprised since they didn't know he had tested the explosion. What happened? How are you able to survive that explosion generated? Or don't tell me you caused it. Oh, sorry. I didn't think it'd cause an explosion that big. I just didn't know how to get out of the room, so I released some power. A little bit of your power? I'm sure you could destroy the entire headquarters. You better talk or tell us. Who are you? And how are you able to generate the destruction? It's impossible for a human to cause this. What happens is I'm not human. I'm a Saiyan from another planet. I don't want you to tease us. You look like a human, so it's impossible for you to be an alien. In this case, you refuse to cooperate and take other measures. You could be a threat to us. Wait, let me explain. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not. I belong to the most powerful race existing. I'm a Saiyan. We're not simple children so that you could take us by the hair. At this moment, you'll be confined to one of the maximum security cells. If you had access help, or I hope your friend could get you to rescue both of the attempted life on the recruits of this squad. Goku, without resisting, would be taken to the cell of the headquarters. He'd sit in a corner analyzing everything that happened in this short period of time. I told the truth. Apparently this Earth, but from another time, I'm not able to feel the presence of my friends. But I'll stay in this place. Goku in that place would meditate, with the intention of remembering the moments with his friends. Outside, the recruits had promoted soldiers due to their great prowess in the training camp. All of you have been recognized to be part of the headquarters. I hope each of you will give your life for the city. Of course, Captain Hoshina. In that case, we can go party, as this deserves a big celebration. Meanwhile, Kikaru with Kafka and Rina left, talking about the form of Kaiju. I, of course, won't say anything about Kaiju, but I am surprised you have become one, having been eaten by a Kaiju. It's not as if I wanted to eat it. To this day, it still amazes me, but with this power, I can defend those I love, and become a soldier of the headquarters in order to team up with Ashiro. But we have to keep this under control. If someone outside finds out, Kafka would be an experiment. I agree, since never in the human history someone could be a Kaiju. So you'll just be an experiment and not a soldier. No, not everything but that. I have to fulfill the promise I made with Ashiro. We have to fight a world without kaijus, but we have to do it together. In that case, you'll have to try twice as hard as everyone else, so that you not only depend on the power of the kaiju, you must stand on your own. Of course, Kikaru. You'll be surprised I'll become more powerful. Meanwhile, Goku in his meditation would interrupt Captain Ashiro, who had a few questions of this warrior. I hope that you'll be able to answer me honestly, since I don't believe anything you could tell me you're an alien. So what's your name? My name's not Son Goku. I'm also known as Kakarot. Okay, Son Goku, tell me, where are you from? Was that Kaiju responsible for these injuries? What happened to you? In that case, I have to keep answering, because you won't believe me. I have told you to respond. You will speak, or you will make me take that information from you. We have to know how these injuries caused you, so be ready. If you want to know these so-called kaijus or whatever, don't worry, because they don't have any power to do this kind of thing to me. We have detected a mushroom-shaped kaiju, so soldiers are asked to come to help with the evacuation of the civilians in that place. That could be taken care of by Hoshina and the group of soldiers who have been promoted, but I will stay with you until you're able to answer my questions. For her part, Hoshina was in command of the squad, giving orders to finish each of the kaijus by releasing small deadly toxins. This was nothing for the soldiers who specialized in this. It's time to show me how they're really made of. So we start with the dealing of these kaijus. For Kafka, looking for the weak points of the kaijus, which was their core, succeeding in forming Hoshina to inform the rest of the group. You are weak, but after all, you have the skills to bring us to this group, since there's no better forensic than yours, Kafka. However, two companions of Reno and Hikaru were the kaiju similar to Kafka, because this kaiju could form to that of a human to kaiju, to which they were able to understand the language of humans, and this was referred to as Kaiju number 9.
Well, apparently you will be my prey. I've planned a few experiments, so I'll only need one of you alive.
Hikaru, run away from here! This kaiju possesses us in strength. Call for reinforcements.
Don't be giving me orders, Sensei!
Before Hikaru could finish, Kaiju number 9 pierced one of his arms in an attack imperceptible to ordinary eye. Hikaru, run away, I'll stop him! Hikaru at the moment would try to escape, however he'd realize how Kaiju number 9 was ending the life of his friend. Leaving the mission, returning to save him, at the headquarters, Goku would still interrogate by Captain Ashiro, who was getting upset for not getting the answers he wanted.
Captain, you can't get the info from me, since I don't have that information about this world. It'd be better for you to withdraw to help your own, since this subject is losing vital energy quick.
But at the moment, the whole place would shake, as Kafka would accede to Kaiju number 8 form. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.